a strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
We've been around for a while, and we know how to build a fresher pizza. A real pizza, one made with real fresh and real flavor. A pizza made with different toppings and the unique taste from our culture. And of course, a commitment to better, fresher dough and ingredients. We built a pizza culture where you can fill up on flavor without emptying your wallet. A culture that is quickly becoming the flavor of the neighborhood. Real fresh, real flavor. That's Pizza Patron.
Yesterday, I'm sure an eventful day.
Well, I mean, I think that...
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out. With our new mobile weather station, expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more. Scams, corruption, cover-ups. KSAT's defenders don't just track down those at fault.
We do more. We hold them accountable.
Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions.
And to get the answers you deserve.
But was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable.
And good afternoon. Welcome out to Bill Greehey Arena this afternoon in San Antonio, Texas, as the St. Mary's Rattlers welcome in the Oklahoma Christian Eagles. Hi, everybody. Andrew Stossmeister. Good to be back with you once again here at Buddy and Annemeyer Court. The Rattlers trying to get things back on track here for 2020. Didn't get off to the start they wanted to on Thursday night against Arkansas. Fort Smith came out, struggled offensively, had his chance, though, down the stretch. Did a good job, made up a 10-point deficit, got it down to a bucket, ultimately came up a little bit shy. On the other side, Oklahoma Christian, high-flying, long-time head coach Stephanie Finley, now in year number 35 with her group. Her team's been banged up as well. They haven't been able to find a win yet in the new year. They're looking to find a way to get back to Oklahoma City with their first road win in conference play. Rattlers trying to win for the first time on this court. Something is going to have to happen one way or the other. On the other side, we got a men's game here this afternoon as well. St. Mary's men played well on defense, had their best defensive game. In fact, you talked to Coach Z about everything. He said, we did everything right but win the game. They're hopeful they can find a way to pick up that W here this afternoon against Oklahoma Christian, a series that they have split back and forth between winning in Edmond and right here in San Antonio. But first, the women are on deck. It's St. Mary's and Oklahoma Christian. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get a couple comments from the head coach, Jason Martins, ahead of our starting lineups as St. Mary's hosts Oklahoma Christian. We've got more coming up after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Network.
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out. With our new mobile weather station, expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more. Scams, corruption, cover-ups. KSAT's defenders don't just track down those at fault.
We do more. We hold them accountable.
Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions.
And to get the answers you deserve.
Was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division
Yes, I can
II,
hear you.
the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Yeah, Zach, I can hear you.
A
I
strong
just can't hear
tradition
anything
of
that's being
academic
played, and I cannot
excellence,
hear myself
a
when I'm talking.
commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in
Are you
intercollegiate
not going to do
athletics.
the interview next?
Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in
Yes.
college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the
No, I already set
largest
it up.
and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Welcome back in between games here between St. Mary's and Oklahoma Christian. We get a chance to catch up with Coach Z now and talk about the men's side of things. And Coach, I know defensively, great game for you guys. I thought on Thursday played very well there. Offense hopefully comes along from that here today. But yesterday, I'm sure an eventful day for your group.
Well, I mean, I think that I thought we made some strides. I mean, I told them that during the game. I told them at halftime. I told them after the game that, some of the things that we had seen in practice, I thought carried over to the game. I thought our ball movement was better. We worked for each other. I thought we played unselfishly. We rebounded better. We defended better. I mean, really every aspect of the game, I was not disappointed other than the outcome. I mean, we just, we didn't shoot the ball like we're capable of shooting the ball, but we took care of the basketball better. I mean, we only had 9 turnovers, and several of those were kind of in the post area right there, but still, not 9 turnovers for a game is pretty good. I mean, you're taking care of the basketball, and like I said, we had 20 offensive rebounds. I thought we went aggressively after the ball on the boards, especially in the second half and stuff, because we were down by, I don't know, 3 or 4 at halftime, and I think we ended up being up 6 and stuff. So, I was pleased overall with our rebounding. I thought we defended fairly well for the good or better majority of the game and stuff. There's a couple 50-50 balls there the last 2 or 3 minutes that just kind of bounced their way. They ended up getting them and stuff, which obviously in a 2-point game ends up being, being big plays and stuff. But I mean, quite honestly, overall, I told them, I said, other than the outcome and stuff, I wasn't disappointed at all. I thought we got better as a team and stuff. On Thursday, we just didn't get the desired outcome.
Well, no, like you said, it's duplicating that same effort defensively and trying to get the offense going. I thought guys, again, like you said, had off days, and sometimes that just happens.
Well, I think our ball movement and our screening created a lot of open opportunity. I mean, when guys are adjusting the ball in their hands and getting ready for a 3, I mean, you created some pretty good movement. That ball just didn't go in the basket, but I thought the ball movement created a bunch of opportunities for our guys, and so to say I was disappointed offensively, I mean, I was disappointed that we didn't shoot the ball better, but I wasn't disappointed in how we moved the ball and how unselfish we were offensively.
Talking about the challenge today, you got a really good defensive team in Oklahoma Christian. Played well against St. Ed's, certainly for about 25 minutes.
Yeah, I mean they just had one really bad stretch in there at the St. Ed's game and stuff. It looks like that where they turned the ball over and St. Ed's went on a run, and that was kind of the difference in the ball game there for them. But they played a lot of people close. They played a lot of zones, so you're going to have to shoot the ball pretty well against them. But I think like I told our guys, it's another game that to grow from and to continue to get better, and the areas that we got better in, I think if we continue to grow there and stuff, I mean our guys are going to shoot the ball better and stuff. I mean it's just we got a group of guys that do shoot the ball well, just didn't shoot the ball very well the other night and stuff, and you hope you get better, but those nights that you don't shoot the ball well, if you take care of the basketball and you defend people and you rebound, you're going to have yourself in a position to still win the game and stuff. And I thought that was one of the major steps forward for us on Thursday, was that we didn't shoot the ball well, but we rebounded the ball better, we defended the ball better, we defended better, we took care of the basketball and stuff, and all of a sudden we're in a position at the end of the game to have a chance to win it.
There you go. Coach, appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck today, okay?
Okay, thanks, Andy.
Coach Zilznick joining us here on our
And we welcome you to Buddy and Engelmeyer Court here in San Antonio, Texas. Glad to have you with us for the St. Mary's Rattlers and the Oklahoma Christian Eagles. Starting lineups being introduced right now. I'm Andrew Stossmeister. Glad to be with you on behalf of our crew here this afternoon. The Rattlers come in at 3-7 on the season. They're 2-4 in Lone Star Conference play. Oklahoma Christian is 3-7, 3-3 in Lone Star action. Both teams lost on Thursday, trying to find a way to bounce back. And I know they're looking forward to playing against one another. Last year, high-scoring basketball games. Stephanie Finley, well known for her fast-paced offense. Last year threw up over 100. But it's a little bit different by what's happened here in the 2019, now 2020 portion of the season. Because you look at this team a year ago, Oklahoma Christian won by 51 in Edmond. St. Mary's, they got the better half of them by winning by 26 points in the home game. Arijah Porter had a huge game, but a lot of seniors from that game are no longer playing. It's, in some ways, a lot of new faces that will be out there here today. The Rattlers trying to pick up their first victory at home this season. They have not won here in 5 tries. That's a real difference for Jason Martins now in his 14th season. He's won 245 times, and he knows that his group they're still grinding. Had a great practice the other day. He's hopeful they can find a way to turn things around going forward here this afternoon. Get that first home victory and have some positive mojo heading into their first road trip of 2020. Rattlers in the white jerseys. The starters: Soteria Banks, Maya Culliver, Briley Perkins, Hannah Wilson, and Jessie Barbosa. Megan Shelton, Madison Collier, Tyra Peck, Katie Mayo, and Carolyn Lawley in the black jerseys here today for Oklahoma Christian. Culliver getting a chance to start. We've seen some changes with that. In fact, Alexia Torres is going to come off of the bench here for today's game. So with it right now to the free throw line. Pull up 10-footer straight on, rims up and out. Offensive rebound underneath by Barbosa, chased down. And St. Mary's has it once again, averaging 63 points per game. Played pretty well defensively on Thursday after the first 5 minutes of the game, but they dug themselves a 12-0 hole and did not recover from that all the way back. 4 on the shot clock as the freshman Perkins fires. Shot won't go off. It's a defensive rebound by 3-year starter Madison Collier's got it. And Oklahoma Christian will go to work. Jason Martins, the head coach, talked about it. His team's got to play defense today and score some buckets if they're going to have a chance. Oklahoma Christian, likes to score and score at will, but their numbers are down this season. For Coach Finley, it's been a banged-up lineup throughout most of this season. Perkins with it. First minute of action gone by. There is no score. Culliver on the right wing is open. 3-pointers up, and it's good. And that 0 for 14 streak is over. First time all season the Rattlers hit fewer than 6 threes in a game. And they come up with a good shot right there. They get onto the board with a 3 from Maya Culliver, her 29th of her career. As a foul at the other end is committed. Rattlers going to try to play a little zone today, and they tried to back into that. They were a bit tardy trying to get there as Culliver, the junior out of Rockwell, Texas, picks up the foul. Rockwell on the northeastern side of the Dallas area. 2 shots at the line right here for Collier, the 3-year starter. First toss is up, and it is no good. Off to the right side. She has been there now 66 times. She has hit 54 of them. That's 83%. Pretty good free throw shooter in her time. Only the team's top scorer. As the shot is up, and it is good. So splitting a pair for Collier, who's averaging 12 this season. Also averages almost 6 assists. That's a number that's up quite a little bit. As we see some token pressure in the backcourt. We saw Fort Smith do this to St. Mary's. Gave them a lot of problems on Thursday night. They practiced that a lot yesterday. So with it, strip, turnover, Lally takes over. Oklahoma Christian with it. They are 3-7 as well. 3-3 in conference play. Out to the right side, Collier's open. 3-pointers up, rims up and out. Rebound, box out, and taken away by Maya Culliver. Great job by Soteria Banks to have a good clear out and possibility. Hannah Wilson, big game on Thursday with her first touch. Back out to Banks on that right wing. 2 minutes into this opening quarter. Culliver, corner left for 3, too strong. Into the corner in front of the Oklahoma Christian bench, brought in by Jessie Barbosa, who makes her 4th career start, but that time got blocked. Might have tried to be passing it. Pretty good defense by Carolyn Lawley, the 6'2 senior. She's such a good player out of the Oklahoma City area. As Banks will bring in the rebound. Opening the game for Oklahoma Christian. They've missed their first 3 shots in 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Rattlers up 3-1. Trying to get their offense going. We've seen it at times. Again, the number is pretty clear for St. Mary's. They got to get to 70. They do that, they have a chance as Barbosa, I think, kicked the ball, and the official says so. That'll be a turnover, and Oklahoma Christian will have it back. The officials today, Fred Stubing is the head referee. The umpires, Scotty Herman and Jeff Rossow, here this afternoon from San Antonio, Texas. Glad to have you with us for this Lone Star Conference meeting. This is a cross-pod matchup. St. Mary's in pod number 2, Oklahoma Christian in the 3rd pod. The overall Lone Star standings will still count towards the end of the regular season. 12 on the shot clock. On the right side, drive, a little bit of space, not much. Ball goes out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover. Lawley lost it, trying to get the received pass from Tyra Peck. And St. Mary's will take over, and here comes Stephanie Finley's press. Again, she likes to be very aggressive on both ends. She will press as the game allows her to do so, as that ball is knocked out of bounds. In front of us, it'll stay with the Rattlers. Clock at 6:58 here in quarter number 1. Rattlers 0-5 here in this building. Like to change that opportunity in front of them here today. Culliver's got it out to Jessie Barbosa around the arc. Briley Perkins, starting 5, still out there for St. Mary's. Wilson's been doubled. They're boxing her down low. She goes from the right side. Ball trickles around the arc. No good. Jessie Barbosa, the second opportunity, rims up and out, and Collier brings in the rebound. And it remains a 3-1 game. Couple of touches down there, though, for St. Mary's as that's turned over. Rattlers have it back. Soteria Banks, it's 5-on-4. So pushes the junior out of Round Rock, Texas, underneath, gets it down to Wilson. Got a big ball fake, and it comes back around. It's reversed. Culliver right to the cup, lays it up and in off the backboard. Good job by Maya. She's got all 5, and the Rattlers by 4 here at the 6:10 mark of quarter number 1. You know, I thought on Thursday, the Rattlers struggled. They squared around at the free throw line, didn't look to score. It was open right there in that zone. And because of that, Maya Culliver, the smallest player out there, had a clean look right to the hoop. Corner left, Katie Mayo, another talented player, is back out there. Banged up at times this season as the fourth shot of the game doesn't go for Oklahoma Christian. They're down 5-1. Rattlers with their first lead of the week. Actually, of the new year, if you will be. Get even a little bit farther into that. So Banks with it. Gives it out left side. Maya for three again. Shot rims up and out. Rebound, Jessie Barbosa. But Jessie, I think, stepped out of bounds as she grabbed the basketball. And it'll go back to Oklahoma Christian as they sub in for the first time. Connor Atkinson, the Hutchinson, Kansas native, getting her first minutes along with Kendall Blackburn out of Edmond, where Oklahoma Christian located. Again, that's the north side of Oklahoma City. School that has really prospered since joining Division II, just over now 10 years. They've had a lot of good success in several different sports as Wilson grabs the rebound off the missed shot underneath. Hannah had a double-double in the first half on Thursday, career-high 18 points, and her season-best 14 rebounds. Here's Perkins, left wing three, air ball, out of bounds, and for Briley, it's important for her, again, keeping her head up. You know, as Coach Martin's over there on the bench, just kind of shakes his head. He knows his freshman got to find it. I mean, we've seen it. Soteria Banks, proven commodity. Alexia Torres, same thing. Hannah Wilson in that group as well. But you look at Maya, how does she slide in? She's played well in the starting lineup. First time for her back in the starting lineup in 4 games. But then you're still trying to find that last spot, whether it's Briley, Sydney, Tanya, Mackenzie, who started on Thursday. Freshmen got to find a way. Have some confidence in their game. All of them are talented. They just haven't quite been able to put it together. Hurry up three is good from Tyra Peck. That's her 13th triple of the season. And the first make in 7 shots for the visitors out of Oklahoma City. It's a 1-point basketball game. Rattlers by 1 as that pass from Culliver is thrown away. That's turnover number 3 is head coach Jason Martin's going to the bench. His subs will come in at the other side of the timeout. Media timeout here in this first quarter. St. Mary's 5, Oklahoma Christian 4. We're back after this timeout. This is Rattler basketball on the Lone Star Conference Network.
We've been around for a while, and we know how to build a fresher pizza. A real pizza, one made with real fresh and real flavor. A pizza made with different toppings and the unique taste from our culture. And of course, a commitment to better, fresher dough and ingredients. We built a pizza culture where you can fill up on flavor without emptying your wallet. A culture that is quickly becoming the flavor of the neighborhood. Real fresh, real flavor. That's Pizza Patron.
Back in San Antonio on this 4th day of the new decade, Andrew Stossmeister from Bill Greehey Arena, 5-4. Rattlers open the game 2 of 10 shooting. Oklahoma Christian just 1 for 6, but I'm sure that the conversation Jason Martins is having with his group right now is 3 turnovers. That's a number that has to stay down. St. Mary's averaging 16 of those per game coming in, and you know, I think it's a number that's been higher specifically in the losses, but it's what's created the holes at times this season. That has to be avoided going forward. It was something that was focused on yesterday in practice, but it's also something that if St. Mary's wants to win games in the Lone Star Conference, they cannot turn the ball over. Obviously, that's more magnified as the road team, but the same goes at home. You can't turn the basketball over. New players that check in. Bella Hughes is out there along with the redshirt freshman Sydney Hardiman. Sydney trying to get her game back. Such a talented player, the Allen, Texas native, guarding the basketball right now. Rattlers by a point here at the 4:12 mark. Good lob underneath. The high shot off the window is good. Counting a foul. Kendall Blackburn scores. The Deer Creek High School product will head to the line for one more. On Thursday in the loss to St. Ed, she had 5 points and a couple of rebounds. You know, she's another player that's got some experience. Last year, suffered a season-ending knee injury, averaging 6.5 points a game. That bonus free throw is good, and she's got the big brace on her left knee, but she's a talented player. Coach Finley really likes her, but you know, the process for her getting healthier, talking to Coach before the game, took longer than expected this summer. Here's Bella Hughes at the other end for 3. Good. It's her first quick look. Shot is no good. Wilson wrestles it away. Jump ball is the call. Alternating possession in favor of Oklahoma Christian. They will take over, but you know, you go back to again, these two teams and how they match up. I mean, Oklahoma Christian's been hurt. Their head coach Stephanie Finley talked about, hey, look, we have not had anybody healthy yet. So, you know, she's really not been pleased with the way the first 10 games have gone, and she's hoping her team can find a way to get out of here with their first road win of the year. They're 0-5. Three-pointer that time by Blackburn's no good, and Alexia Torres, who just checked in, has her first tally in the stat column. 3:36 to play. Half number one. Hardiman is open. Left wing for three. Ball rims up and over the backboard. That'll be a dead ball, and that'll give the ball back to Oklahoma Christian, and Jason Martins doesn't like it. That's a couple of pop and shoots at the other end to try to see that ball go in a little bit, and goes Martins again. It's great if you're hitting the three, but the Rattlers did not hit it on Tuesday. They get their first of the game, but they've missed their last six. So Coach Martins wants to see the ball moved inside a little bit, go through the offense. You don't have anybody down to rebound at the other end, plus you tire out your post player in Hannah Wilson. Ball left side right now with Connor Atkinson. Throws it to the foul line, coming across Katie Mayo. Good extra pass, has an open Kendall Blackburn, and she pours it in. Back-to-back hoops for her. She's got a team best 5. And the run continues right here. That's 8 in a row for Oklahoma Christian. After falling down 5-1. Torres has got it attacking half court to our left. She'll get it out to So. Banks down the line on the NCAA logo, pivots around, back out to Hughes, stutter step, got away with a walk, gives it over to Torres now. In front of the Oklahoma Christian bench, spin inside the lane to Hardiman, and a traveling is the call. Rattlers give it up for the 4th time here this afternoon. Hey fans, the Rattlers would like to thank Raising Cane's, the official chicken finger of Rattler Athletics. Treat yourself after the game by heading to their restaurant located at 7020 Bandera Road in Leon Valley. 9-5 is our score. Rattlers are trailing after coming out hot. They have missed their last 4 shots and 8 of their last 9. Up top is Atkinson, drops the ball off to her left, cutting across through traffic is Collier. Traveling is the call, says Jeff Rossow. It'll give it right back. And St. Mary's will have possession. First time the Rattlers have not won at home this late in the season in a long time. It has not happened under Coach Martins. They've had some records at home that have been close to 500, but this is a team that's 65 to 80% in the tenure. And I say it like that because Jason Martin has won over 70% of his game in 4 of the last 5 years. As Wilson underneath, throws it too high off the window, out of rhythm is Wilson. And the Rattlers cold since the media timeout. They have not scored in the last 4 minutes as that 3 is off. Rush possession from Oklahoma Christian. And Alexia Torres back to work. You know, a lot of what we saw on Thursday was running to the other end, not setting up, getting into your offense. Rattlers have an open look this time with Bella Hughes, and the freshman knocks it down out of Argyle, Texas for her 9th triple of the season, and it's a 1-point game. Rattlers lead the Lone Star Conference with 9 makes a game as that ball is heading to the baseline and nowhere else. Rattlers will take over on possession, but, you know, St. Mary's, you know, they came out in that game on Thursday, went 0 for 14. You know, that's not going to happen. You know, you hope you can still get to 9. You almost start to count on that a little too much, but it was kind of one of those hard lessons learned on Thursday for this group. They're down a point. Soteria Banks has got it. Double comes over to her quickly. Again, it's a mix and match. You know, we see that matchup zone. Coach Finley will run that from time to time. You know, just talking to her about it. She says, I want to run it, but I haven't been healthy enough. 7 on the shot clock. Banks with it now. To her left, over to Torres. Alexi had a nice game on Thursday. Behind the back, inside is driving and is fouled, but, oh, they're going to give her the continuation for that and the points. Good job by Alexia being patient. You know, there's so much congestion inside that 15-foot box that if you're patient enough and let all the traffic cross one another, you have a pretty good look. That was a pretty good move behind the back by the senior out of right here in San Antonio. As Torres' free throw is good. She's got 3, averaging 5.5 a game, and her numbers are going up. Rattlers have retaken the lead with a 6-0 run. 11-9 here in the first quarter, under a minute to play. Pull up 2 from the left elbow is off. Hardiman's got the rebound, and St. Mary's comes quickly back down court. Got good energy. That's the good thing from Coach Martin's group. They got a little bit flat with that on Thursday. Here's Hughes. Hand in her face, drops it back off. Torres, ball fake to her left, drives, throws it underneath to Wilson. Had a player at her feet. She goes up anyway with that right hand. That time needed to use her left. Can't get it to fall, and it's back to Oklahoma Christian. As Madison Collier waiting it out over to Atkinson for 3. No good. Rebound inside the lane, and Banks another good box out. Soteria's got her 4th rebound of this game. Soteria already a added emphasis in rebounds here in this first quarter. Rattlers are +5 in that category. Shot clock off, final 7 seconds of quarter number 1. Wilson at the free throw line was open but got rid of it. Out to Torres, deep three is up, and the senior from UIW High School hits her 29th career three and helps St. Mary's build a 9-0 run to end the first quarter. 14-9, St. Mary's after one. We'll take a timeout. This is Rattler Basketball on the Lone Star Conference Network.
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out with our new mobile weather station. Expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather at Dorney, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more.
5-point game as we begin the second 10 minutes from San Antonio, Texas, on campus here at St. Mary's University. Andrew Stossmeister back. Rattlers trying to win for the first time in 5 games at home, or rather 6. This is their 6th home game. They have not won yet. Trying to find a way. They had a 46-game streak of at least 1 3 hit on Thursday. Went 0 for 14. They have been a little bit better here today. They've got 3 in the first 10 minutes. But again, a game of runs certainly to start this game. 5 of the first 6 points go to St. Mary's. Then you watch an 8-0 run by Oklahoma Christian. Rattlers come out, and they put together an 8-0 run to finish out that first quarter. That's why they have the lead of 5 points. Hardiman, Bella Hughes, Alexia Torres, Jessie Barbosa, and Soteria Banks on deck in white right now as that pass is thrown away. Nice job out there by Kendra Leavings, the Edmond product. Back out there, takes it away. Up top, Megan Shelton with it. She's out there on deck as well, along with Madison Collier. Seen a lot of Katie Mayo. And right now, it's Leavings playing down low. Collier guarded by Hughes. 2-3 zone defense, trying to switch off of people. Running drive by Shelton is up, blocked out of bounds. Barbosa got a piece of that one. That's her 6th block of the season. As Briley Perkins, the Houston product, subs back in. Sydney Hardiman will check out. Rattlers lead it 14-9. 5 of 17, though, shooting. This is a team that shot much better this season, right above 42%. Number has declined in their last few games. Haven't shot particularly well, as that'll be traveling. Shelton tried to take that extra step. At time, just got too wide. And, that's another player that has just been banged up. She's missed a couple of games this season. She had 9 points in the loss on Thursday. Both teams coming in with losses to this game. Equal records at 3 and 7. Perkins out to Torres, working it through the offense. Bella Hughes has had a couple of open looks. Good give by Jessie Barbosa, but a missed layup by the freshman Bella Hughes, taken over by the Oklahoma Christian Eagles, looking for their first road win of the year. Around the arc, they will go with it. A team that, again, they don't like to run a lot of this, half-court offense. Give credit, St. Mary's is keeping them in that position. They've done a good job getting back. Excellent spin move in the lane, this time in a kick out and finish by Kendra Leavings. Assist up top by Megan Shelton, her 19th of the year. And it's a 3-point basketball game. Barbosa at midcourt, gets over, close to an over and back. But it's slowed up as Torres to work on offense. Hughes is open, that's one of her spots, and that one rims up and in. Her 2nd triple of the game. And talking to Coach Martins, Bella's hitting them all the time in practice. I mean, I've walked into the back gym and seen her before. She doesn't miss. It's about her believing and finding that confidence as we got a reach-in foul. And it'll be in the act of shooting. Jason Martins can't believe it. I think the officials are going to talk about it, and we'll see. And they get the foul on Soteria Banks. Oh, wow. I don't think so. I think, if anything, it was on Alexia Torres, who came in and fouled before So got there, because So reaches in and ties up the basketball. If that's the foul, that's maybe could be a little bit better. 2 minutes into the second quarter, Rattlers by 6. Both teams with a bucket here in this second period. High lob underneath. That's how you use your size. A miss, though. Point-blank range by Mayo. She gets it back in second effort. Kisses it off the window for 2. That's her first field goal of the game. 4-point affair here at Buddy and Anna Meyer court. Across the Rattler logo, out to Briley Perkins. She drives, spins inside the lane. Oh, man, and a travel. Good move by Briley. And, again, that's one of those things that you look at it is Coach Jason Martin just kind of going back saying, wait a minute. That was a foul? He wasn't pleased. That's a great move by Briley, and those are the flashes that have been seen by her. Played high school ball at Langham Creek, and, man, that's a good program down there. When she was there, they were real good. Drive inside the lane, blocked. Jessie Barbosa got a piece of it. Maya Culliver slows it up, waiting for her teammates. And, again, for St. Mary's, important for them not to get into that track meet. They don't have to, especially if the ball's not going in. Banks down the line is fouled, and so with a good drive off the right side, we'll head to the line for 2 shots. And, you know, for last night, or Thursday night, for Soteria, really didn't get any points going until the final 3 minutes of the game and really helped give St. Mary's an opportunity to win that basketball game. But, you know, for her, the big part of her game, and she knows it, you can talk to her about it, if the three's not going, find other ways. She's already been rebounding the ball. She gets her first free throw of the game right there. That's her first point, but find other ways to get involved. Banks 71% at the line, misses her second. Rebound, Katie Mayo. Oklahoma Christian with it. 5-point advantage by St. Mary's. Both teams have led. Oklahoma Christian's largest lead of 4. They have not led since the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Rattlers went on an 8-0 run. Both teams have identical 8-0 runs in this game. Good ball movement out up top. Shelton for 2, no good, and Jessie Barbosa, the physical rebound, her 6th of the game. Has it back for the Rattlers of St. Mary's. Looking for their 4th win, their first here in San Antonio. Perkins down the line, leads in with the left hand. This time she is fouled. Made sure she hit the deck, and she hits to the line for 2 shots. And I'll tell you, you know, one of the things talking to Coach Martins before the game today about yesterday, he said, look, we had our practice 90 minutes like we usually do because typically we got kids that got to get to class. That's important. But the girls stayed afterwards. They played for about 2 hours, I was told, from yesterday. Just, hey, getting back into basketball rhythm and what you can do there. As Perkins misses the free throw, that's her first miss of the year. 7 of 8 now. But, you know, just play each other. Get that competitive edge back. And the Rattlers, that's already been very, very apparent here in the first 13 and a half minutes. Second free throw, though, no good from Briley. Missed both of them. Katie Mayo the rebound. And Oklahoma Christian with it. They are 5 of 19 shooting. Both teams have taken 19 shots. The Rattlers have made 1 more. That's essentially the difference in a 5-point game. On the left wing out there to Shelby Sanderson. High lob down low, and Barbosa, great defense. That's not there. That's turnover number 5. Tell you what, the Eagles kind of look like they go through that motion where they just get it down there regardless if the player's open. Perkins for 3 is good. 5 threes in this first half. Oh, what a difference a couple of days will make for you. Rattlers, their largest lead of the game, 8 points. Shelby Sanderson holds, lobs it right. Maya Culliver can't quite pull it in. Brought in by Tyra Peck. Peck lobs it over Barbosa. What a pass. That ball goes off the bottom of the backboard, and St. Mary's takes over. Tell you what, Barbosa's playing some great defense, and she earned that on Thursday. Had 5 rebounds, a couple of buckets as well. Here's a drive. Mackenzie Piper's first minutes of the game. She's blocked underneath. Katie Mayo. That's a tough player to challenge. She's a 3-year starter out of Newcastle, Oklahoma. Played a lot of good basketball in her time. She had 9 points, 8 rebounds on Thursday. 5:15 to play. Rattlers by 8. Both teams have led. Couple of lead changes. Free throw line left. Mayo drives on Maya Culliver. Shot no good, but a foul is called. Both Barbosa and Maya reached in. The foul is on Culliver. That is her second. Team's first of quarter number 2. Fans, today's game is brought to you by Star Shuttle and Charter, the exclusive transportation provider of St. Mary's Athletics. Star Shuttle and Charter, they go the distance for you. Alexia Torres, Hannah Wilson set to check in. Both will do so. Barbosa will go out, and Maya Culliver will go out as well. 2 shots at the line for Katie Mayo, 15 of 21 this season. Mayo in 10 minutes so far has 3 points, just 1 of 4 from the field, but team best 4 rebounds. Second toss, up and in. Talented player, had 21 in the game earlier this year, has 3 double-doubles this season. Or make it 2 of them, I beg your pardon. Pretty good. Tanya Billick, first minutes for her tonight for St. Mary's. Billick with it right now. Inside the free throw line, extra pass to Wilson. A lot of congestion down there. Wilson's blocked. And a reach-in foul by St. Mary's. And that was a great idea, and you like it for Coach Jason Martins, but you got to be careful. You get 5, you're getting 8 bodies of people under the hoop. That's a hard pass to make. Great idea by Tanya, but at the same time, it's one of those deals that, sometimes take it yourself and let Hannah Wilson get in position to rebound. Timeout with 4:51 to play in the second quarter. Rattlers by 6. We're back after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Network. Back in San Antonio, St. Mary's 21, Oklahoma Christian 15. This is the 19th meeting all time between these two programs. Rattlers have the advantage 11-7. A year ago, both teams won. St. Mary's by 26 in the second meeting. Oklahoma Christian had a program record over 100 points in the first meeting in January. And I'll tell you, that was a game, talking to Coach Martins, we kind of stayed away from that one a little bit in our chat ahead of this one, but that was a game where it was really an unbelievable game on one side of things for Oklahoma Christian. Addie Clift had a conference record 45 points in that first game. She was real good, but you know who else had a really nice game in that game? I mean, you go back around and you look at it. It was Katie Mayo. I mean, who was also pretty big. She had 31. I mean, so she's got plenty of ability. She's just played against this team and played well. But for her, it's staying healthy. I mean, that's been a challenge already here in the 2020 portion of the season. Shelby Garrett getting her first minutes of the game for Oklahoma Christian as Torres, some token pressure, out at midcourt. Briley Perkins down the lane drives, out to Hannah Wilson. Torres back at Wilson, has her one-on-one inside the 6'3" junior out of Fredericksburg, Texas, scores. And Wilson onto the board with her first points of the night. We talked about it. Hannah had a career-high 18 on Thursday. She needs 12 rebounds tonight for 500 career. Had another moment that was pretty impressive on Thursday with Soteria Banks going over 900 career points. As that deep three is good from Levings. That's the team best 17th three for her. 5-point game. Under 4 to go here in this first half. Billick using that length. Trying to find Torres. Got 1 second to get it across midcourt, and it makes it there. But a official calls 10 seconds. And Jason Martin saying, okay. I mean, I get that because, again, the rule is you get 10 seconds. Somebody has to touch it. It can't just be floating in the air. Especially like that if you're just trying to chuck it over to make sure you don't get that call. Sometimes officials will let you have it, and that's a specific case not to be. 23-18, St. Mary's. They've led by as many as 8. An 8-0 run and a 6-0 run, the difference in this game. Both teams have scored 9 here in quarter number 2. Couple handoffs up high. Levings, high-low game underneath. Back out to the perimeter for 3. Off the back iron. Billick at the apex brings it in for the rebound. Down court to Bella Hughes. 1-on-2. Bella stripped away. That's the freshman. You got to protect the basketball. Didn't see Shelby Sanderson coming. The sophomore of Tomball, Texas. A couple of players from Texas from Oklahoma Christian. They will come down. In fact, you talk to a lot of coaches. Cameron's coaches talk about it as well. They're going into Dallas. They're looking for people there. That's a hotbed of a lot of talent. Deep three from Levings on that left wing. That time no good. Good job by the senior Torres to box out, but she's out of real estate. Tries to get it to Billick, who's trying to find some space behind her, and a reach-in foul is called. And I tell you what, Stephanie Finley, who's been on the bench as long as she has, not much of an argument. And she's kind of looking up as to, hey, what needs to be called. You know, the greats that she has coached in her time, she's not fazed by much. Probably the most notable player that she coached, Coach Cole, now at Oklahoma. What a dynasty she's been able to build there. She played for Coach Finley when she was an Oklahoma Christian Eagle. Sherry Cole, such a nice coach, and again, one of the many players that have gone on, and this time Coach Finley's not pleased. She's walking away from the one official, trying not to say anything. Rattlers by 5, 2:40 to play, half number 1. Torres with it around to Maya Culliver. Good bounce pass. Bella Hughes handed her face late, drops the 2 in the left corner. Bella's feeling it from that left corner. She is 3 for 3 on her shots. That's where all 6 of her points have lived here today. Rattlers back by 7. Can they play some defense? Again, just a totally different energy here today from the St. Mary's group. And I'll tell you, again, you talk about a team after they lose. You want to know how they respond. Are they angry? Katie Mayo fouled. We'll head to the line for 2 shots. But that was the conversation that, you know, I had with Coach Martins before the game. He said, absolutely. They're ticked, man. You know, and I think sometimes you always wonder. You know, you're 10 games in. You're kind of easing into the new year. Do you worry about that? Well, absolutely this team worried about that. Brought a whole different fire to them, and I think they're getting multiple people involved. I mean, in the first half on Thursday, Hannah Wilson was the only player to make a field goal. Today you're going to have 6 different players hit one. As that free throw is good, Mayo scores. She's got 5. 1 more coming. Mayo's got that quick trigger. 72% on the season now. And it's a 5-point game once again. Here comes that pressure. See the 1-2-1-1 press. That's a staple of Coach Finley. Soteria Banks gets it into Alexia Torres. This is where you got to be able to dribble and cut pretty well. Culliver down to Hughes, trying to squeeze it into Barbosa. Good job by Jesse to save it back out. Banks has got it, top of the key, drives to her left, down the court, turns, back out to Hughes. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Torres, 1 more pass to Culliver. Maya cuts inside the lane, slides, rolls the ankle. They want to travel, and they're not going to get it. Kind of a tough spill, incidental. 3 seconds to shoot, shot no good from Hughes. Bella recovers her own miss. Back out to Maya, to the corner left. Hughes for 3. Up, rims off 3 corners. Ball won't go. Still free on the baseline. Barbosa saves it, but the Eagles have it. A couple of good looks right there for St. Mary's. You know, that was the other thing, talking to Coach Martins. The looks were there on Thursday. Just didn't hit them. In fact, I thought a lot of stuff was rushed. Much more calm play after a couple possessions here early in this first quarter. Nice move inside this time by Shelby Sanderson, but she left it short. Jessie Barbosa has rebound number 7. And the Rattlers come back quickly as Culliver pushes down the lane. Shot is up and blocked out of bounds there by Carolyn Lawley. That's her 9th block of the season. You know, Oklahoma Christian blocks over three a game. Got a lot of length underneath. 65 seconds to play in the first half. 5-point lead for St. Mary's. 0-5 at home, trying to win for the first time here. They played well. Banks back around to the left side, back out to So. She drives at the zone, gives it back out. Torres, that hesitation to Bella Hughes. The heat check for her, and it's good from downtown. How about Bella Hughes coming up today with 3 triples? She's into double figures with a game-high 11 points. 28-20, St. Mary's. Bella in good rhythm here today. You know, we've seen this again time and time again from her, but a great job by Torres to create that shot. Don't overestimate her 3rd assist of the game. Or underestimate, I should say. Lob underneath, deflected. Good defense between Soteria Banks and Jessie Barbosa. I'll tell you what, Barbosa's done a great job. Been a great running mate with Hannah Wilson today, but really she's kind of superseded her, winning her matchup down low and has been rewarded for 8 rebounds because of it. 28-20, shot clock is off, 8 seconds. Torres, back out to Bella, once more for 3. That time got bumped, shot no good, long rebound, Culliver is hit. But that is how the first half will expire. It's a good one for St. Mary's. They will head into the locker room with the advantage. They are 3-2 this season when leading. Oklahoma Christian has not won a game when trailing at halftime. 28-20 is our score. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, We'll take a look at some of our first half stats. We'll also take a look around the Lone Star Conference as everybody in action. It has been a busy start to 2020. We'll review some of those games, look at the league standings as well. At halftime, St. Mary's 28, Oklahoma Christian 18. This is St. Mary's Rattler basketball back after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Network.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out. With our new mobile weather station, expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more.
We've been around for a while, and we know how to build a fresher pizza. A real pizza, one made with real fresh and real flavor. A pizza made with different toppings and the unique taste from our culture. And of course, a commitment to better, fresher dough and ingredients. We built a pizza culture where you can fill up on flavor without emptying your wallet. A culture that is quickly becoming the flavor of the neighborhood. Real fresh, real flavor. That's Pizza Patron.
Scams, corruption, cover-ups. KSAT's defenders don't just track down those at fault.
We do more. We hold them accountable.
Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions,
and to get the answers you deserve.
Was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
a strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out. With our new mobile weather station, expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more.
Welcome back to Bill Greehey Arena in San Antonio, Texas. Rattlers by 8, 28-20. Andrew Stossmeister back. Good first half for St. Mary's. The numbers maybe down a little bit more than they'd like to, but despite hitting 34% of their shots, they did a good job of hitting 6 threes in the first half. Huge difference. What a couple of days make, right? You go from going 0 for 14, you come out, you go 6 for 15 in the second half, or in the first half from three-point land. That's a big set for St. Mary's. I thought they did a good job with that. You could tell the first couple of minutes they were rushed just a little bit, but they did a good job of just kind of relaxing, getting back into what was going on for them. And ultimately, after that first couple of minutes, they went up 5-1, gave up an 8-0 run. They answer with an 8-0 run of themselves. They have not looked back since then. There were only 2 lead changes in that first half. Rattlers did have 7 turnovers, but the other part of that that's good, the assist-to-turnover ratio has been pretty good for St. Mary's all season. No different here today. 8 assists on 10 made buckets. That's big. Really struggled, I thought, in that category on Thursday night. They have played much better. Individually, Rattlers, how about Bella Hughes? She ties her young career high at 11 points in that first half, 3 of 6 from downtown. She had a great offensive first half. But I'm a defensive person, so I like to see defense first. Offense gets the headlines, as they say, right? But Jessie Barbosa did a great job, I thought, just creating opportunities. 3 offensive rebounds, 7 total boards in that first half. Set the tempo rebounding. Also, Soteria Banks had 4 rebounds. She doesn't score a field goal in that first half. Only took 1 shot, but she got to the free throw line and got a point there. And then again, like I said, 4 rebounds and assist, a couple of steals out there. That's staying involved in the game in other ways other than scoring. That was big for her in half number 1. Other players that scored, how about Maya Culver? Good start to the game for her. She had 5 points. Alexia Torres off the bench today, 6 of them. She's played well in the first 20 minutes of actions. Briley Perkins has 3. Hannah Wilson has 2. And so, as we talked about, has 1 point. But again, each player, you can tell the contributions of playing for one another, being unselfish. That's been evident here in the game's first 20 minutes. On the other side, Oklahoma Christian, they have had some spurts of play. Kendall Blackburn and Kendra Levings each have 5 points. Katie Mayo is the leading scorer with 6 at halftime. But you can tell their stuff offensively has been rather sporadic. And that's, I know, a big reason why Coach Finley not happy with the way the first 10 games have gone. They're 3-7 because of that. They just haven't been able to develop that consistency. But they are dangerous. And you can see that there are flashes when they could really put it all together as well. Curious to see how that transpires here in half number 2. At halftime, it is 28-20, St. Mary's in front of Oklahoma Christian. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Lone Star Conference scoreboard, get some thoughts on that next. This is Rattler Basketball. Back after this on the Lone Star Conference Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out. With our new mobile weather station, expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more. Scams, corruption, cover-ups. KSAT's defenders don't just track down those at fault.
We do more. We hold them accountable.
Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions,
and to get the answers you deserve.
Was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable.
Welcome back to San Antonio. It's 28-20. St. Mary's leading here at halftime. Before we get started for the second half, taking a look at the Lone Star Conference scoreboard. Games that are actually already a few of them are done. In fact, how about Fort Smith? They were here on Thursday on the women's side. They go up to Austin. They beat St. Ed's today 66-62. Lubbock Christian over UTPB 94-49. That's a quick victory for Lubbock Christian. It's going to be hard again for people to win there. I mean, the record in that building at the Rip Griffin Center, good luck to a lot of teams. that have to travel there. Angelo State hosting Western New Mexico. They're at halftime, 33-30. Angelo State leading at the break. Eastern New Mexico hosting West Texas A&M. That game has not yet started. Gets underway in about 10 minutes. Tarleton and International playing today from Stephenville, 42-30 at halftime. Tarleton is in front. Texas women's hosting Kingsville today, 30-19. That game is at halftime. Commerce big over Midwestern, 55-29. And finally, UT Tyler hosting Cameron out of Lawton, Oklahoma. Cameron has had a big start. They lead 54-25 at halftime. Be some men's games as well a little bit later on today. We'll touch base on those. In fact, we've got the second of our twin bill here this afternoon coming up after this one is all said and done. All right, let's get started with the second half. Oklahoma Christian with it. They change ends. They go now right to our left. They're in the black jerseys. St. Mary's in their home whites, trying to win for the first time at home this season in 6 tries. Briley Perkins takes the ball away, got poked in the eye as she tries to gather it back in. And it looks like she's okay as she works her way back to midcourt. Jason Martin's looking as Briley, I don't know if she got poked and lost the contact or if she's just trying to gather herself in. Torres tried to run at 3 defenders. Did not have a good result. Oklahoma Christian takes over. They quickly push down court. Carolyn Lawley scores. And a timeout, official timeout to, they're going to get Briley Perkins out of the game. And, you know, again, you talk about energy. That's important to start again. The Rattlers had good energy in the first 20 minutes. First 40 seconds, trying to feel each other out just a little bit as officials are talking right here. See if they want to review anything or, again, if this is just a chance to bring everybody over and take a moment. Again, I think that was for Briley. I don't know if they forced a turnover, if they're going to review anything or not. Officials are just kind of looking on saying, hey, it's all right whether a timeout was called. By the way, we talked about some of the standings and where they sit right now. St. Mary's is in the second pod or division, while Oklahoma Christian's in the third one. Oklahoma Christian does have a win in divisional play, but we've talked about it before. Again, whoever wins the division will host a first-round league tournament basketball game come end of the season, and then eventually everybody will get together and have a great time come March for that league tournament. That's always pretty fun. I mean, and this year, I mean, you know, you go to 18 teams. I mean, it makes it all that much more interesting if you're able to get to that. Such a hard accomplishment to be able to do, but you know, that's the way kind of things are working on right now. Is again, they put it all together and decide, all right, hey, who's going to make it? Final top 12 teams will be in the postseason, and now it looks like they are going to go ahead and take a look and review something. Maybe trying to check and see if there was anything as Briley got poked in the eye, and looks like that's what they're reviewing on the opposite side of the court from us right now. Hey, fans, can't get enough of your Rattlers? Download the Fang Centers Fan Rewards app today. You can check in, earn points, and redeem prizes. It's that easy. Available on Google Play and the App Store. Sign up now and show your Rattler pride. 28-22 is our score. We're just underway in the third quarter, 40 seconds to be exact, but a quick review trying to check on something at this time. See if they're able to find out what's going on. We mentioned there's going to be a lot of men's games a little bit later today. There's actually a couple of them. DBU is already underway against Kingsville. Again, they are up 37-35 at the Berg Center in Dallas. That game has reached halftime. Other game just about set to get going is Lubbock Christian and Texas Permian Basin. We'll have St. Mary's and Oklahoma Christian a little bit later. Got one side that's played some pretty good defense. In fact, Oklahoma Christian's men played really well on Thursday when they went to Austin and went toe-to-toe with a top 10 team in the country and had the lead at halftime. Ultimately went down in that game, but they played pretty darn well in that outing. Long look right now at the replay as to what they see. Again, I think they're trying to check and see if there was something that happened from Briley Perkins. You know, Briley went down, and she's over on the bench right now. She has subbed out, it looks like. Bella Hughes has taken her place. Bella with a big first half had 11 points, and now the officials have decided what they want. Fred Stubing, Scotty Herman, and Jeff Rossow here this afternoon from San Antonio. Still trying to debate about what it is that they have called. They have made up their minds. And it looks like play is set to continue as they will bring the head coaches over. Tell you what, Coach Finley does not look like she wants to be part of this conversation. as she listens on as to what the explanation was. Oklahoma Christian coming out and getting a bucket to start this half, and it looks like everything is all right and just serves as more or less a little bit of an extra break as everybody gets settled back in here for the second half. 28-22 as both teams will break. Jessie Barbosa, Bella Hughes along with Soteria Banks. All right, so we did get that explanation. Appreciate Scotty Herman for coming over and explaining to us again. They were just checking to see if there was contact not allowed, and it looked like everything was good. It was a clean basketball play, but Oklahoma Christian trying to benefit from that, taking advantage in that first half. Just 2 of 10 from downtown. This is a team that likes to shoot it from out there. 6 makes per game. Good high lob underneath. What a pass, but too strong from Lawley off the backboard. Barbosa has a rebound. Number 8. That was a good-looking offensive set, and those are the moments you can see the Eagles are just missed enough of those here today to not really be in control. Hannah Wilson with it. Wilson's been quiet in several aspects, but unlike Thursday, her teammates around her played very well today. Hughes, first shot of the second half, no good. Wilson with a box that has the rebound, put back try. There's all kinds of contact underneath. Ball goes out of bounds. It's off of Jessie Barbosa, and it'll go back to Oklahoma Christian. You can see Coach Martin's on the other side saying, be tough, go up strong. And those are those minutes, you know, we've seen Hannah really in the last 4 games. She's done a great job of just being aggressive. And when she is, worst case scenario, she's getting fouled heading to the line. That 3 rims up and out. Offensive rebound, though, underneath. Just the 3rd offensive rebound of this game. Great pass. It's high. It's underneath. Mayo had it, lost it, and Wilson strips the ball away as she awkwardly gets away out of this possession. And that's a good job. Again, that's what it means to be physical and win underneath. Hughes, corner left for 3. The shot is good. Bella's knocked over. She'll have a chance of the 4-point play. And now a new career high for the young lady with a good-looking play right there. Bella to the line for one more. You know, and again, you talk about yesterday, I think that benefited a lot of the younger players that much more. Where you get that ability to go down, just play basketball with your teammates. Be aggressive, knock each other over a little bit. Kind of, you know, as they say, be physical. It's already been evident here so far today. Bella looking for the largest lead of the game. Couple low dribbles for the freshman out of Dallas, specifically Argyle, just south of Denton. Able to make it a 10-point game as she works on her young career high in year number 1 here at St. Mary's, the freshman. Step back 3 straight on is off, and Hannah Wilson boxes out and pulls in the rebound. Number 4, Torres, outlet, fast break opportunity, and Barbosa scores. First fast break points of the game for St. Mary's. 34-32, another quick 3 straight on. So Banks has the rebound. And the Rattlers have a chance right here. They're up 12. Remember last year in this building, just took it to Oklahoma Christian. Is Hughes from downtown with a smile on her face. It's a 9-0 run for St. Mary's. They have opened it up as we get an offensive foul at the other end. How about it? Bella Hughes takes the charge from Megan Shelton. 9 in a row for St. Mary's in 43 seconds. Timeout, Stephanie Finley, who's not pleased on that call. We take a 30-second timeout. 7:18 to play here in the second half, or in this third quarter. 37-22. St. Mary's leading it. Back with more next on the Lone Star Conference Network.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Well, Bella Hughes with 7 in this first 2 minutes and 42 seconds of this third quarter after the stoppage. Has come out on fire, picking up right where she left off. She's up to 18 points, and the Rattlers have a 9-0 run. And have put this one on the brink of really pushing it out comfortably. Timeout from the Eagles, see how they respond. Banks trapped, patiently waiting for some space. Gets through, and traveling is the call. Turnover number 11, and Coach Martin's going, wait a minute. You know, there've been some moments where you can look at that. That happens right in front of us. You know, So did a great job, but it's pretty good defense as well. If anything, you know, to me, I want to see more of that's a 5-second call, not traveling. Regardless, Rattlers give it up. Oklahoma Christian gets a stop. They have tried to work it down low. They've had some looks down there, but Wilson, good defense. Difficult shot as Hannah pivots away and has another takeaway on her side of things. Will be credited as her 5th rebound of the game. 37-22. Rattlers were up at halftime, but not like this. Comfortably sitting up right now, double figures. Did not lead by that many in the first half after leading by 8 at halftime. Banks down the line, takes it to the cup and scores. There you go for So. There's her first field goal of the game. Had the quietest 13 points ever on Thursday night, all of them coming in the last 3.5 minutes. Really struggled, went over 900 in that game. And, you know, after last year watching what Arija did, you know, she knows that that scoring record is within her grasp in her career. Gonna have to do some work, but, you know, she's got the game for it. Rattlers by 18. They have opened the second half on a 12-2 run. Up top, Shelton gives it up. Collier, three-pointer is good. And I'll tell you what, when the ball hits like that and holds in the net, you're right on target. You know it's going in. Good-looking shot for her. Collier's first 3 of the game, 7th of the season. 40-25. Rattlers are going to have to be the press at least the rest of this third quarter. But they are in control right now. Torres, Hughes. Now Soteria Banks, pull up from the elbow, left side, and So feeling it. Drops in back-to-back buckets. And the Rattlers push back out once more to 17 points as Bella Hughes is tripped by Megan Shelton. Team foul number 4 on the visitors from Oklahoma City. Edmond officially, as Jesse Barbosa will check out. Maya Culver comes in. So Rattlers will go small. And, you know, I think it's been interesting. You talk with Coach Martins all season about, hey, you have a smaller team, and he knows that. That's okay. But in moments like this, it's all right. You know, all we got to do is we got to move the ball the same way. As Hughes throws it, it trickles around and finds Maya Culver. Rattlers can set up some offense. There in the white. Soteria Banks, high lob over to Wilson, who tries to pirouette down low under the cylinder. Can't grab it. That'll be a turnover, the 3rd of this quarter by St. Mary's. That's the only number that at times has given them problems. You know, I talked about trying to have the right combination. St. Mary's has started 9 different players. They went with another different lineup tonight. It has been successful as Megan Shelton connects from downtown. That's her first hit in 5 field goal attempts. 42-28, back to 14 points. Culver to Soteria Banks. Again, no lead ever feels comfortable against Oklahoma Christian. As fast as they push it and as many threes as they will take. They've taken 15 today. They've hit 4 for the game. Culver, halfway through this third quarter, to Soteria Banks. Back to Bella Hughes, who's had a hot hand. 18 points, is rejected out of bounds. It will stay with St. Mary's. They'll have 5 on the shot clock. Katie Mayo with another block. And we'll take our media timeout of this third quarter. Rattlers by 14 over the visiting Eagles of Oklahoma Christian. This is St. Mary's basketball. Back after this timeout in the Lone Star Conference Network.
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out. With our new mobile weather station, expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more.
We've been around for a while, and we know how to build a fresher pizza. A real pizza, one made with real fresh and real flavor. A pizza made with different toppings and the unique taste from our culture. And of course, a commitment to better, fresher dough and ingredients. We built a pizza culture where you can fill up on flavor without emptying your wallet. A culture that is quickly becoming the flavor of the neighborhood. Real fresh, real flavor. That's Pizza Patron. We've been around for a while, and we know
4:54
how
to play. We're in the third quarter. St. Mary's 42-28. They open this half on a 12-2 run. Oklahoma Christian comes back. They get a couple of threes to make it closer. But again, Bella Hughes had 11 at halftime. She's come out and struck for 7 here in the second half. See if she cools off or she continues to rise. You know, we talked about it with these two teams a year ago. Both teams won big on their home court. It's not like Oklahoma Christian has not been here before, but it's one of those deals where it has been, you know, who's ever been at home in this series has been pretty good. St. Mary's, they have won 5 of their last 7, including a 5-2 mark here at Bill Greehey Arena in a series that began actually all the way back in 1982. Inbounds to Banks, just missed it. Up court with Collier. Collier trying to gather in her feet, and a foul is called. And Coach Martins can't believe that. That was not the best of footwork by Madison Collier. And I think that's a big problem. She was never in control. That's where you fight with the foul about it. 42-28. And so 2 shots at the line in that first half. Oklahoma Christian 6 of 7, as that free throw is not even close. Might be one of those ball don't lie moments. Again, you got to look at it for a player like this. You know, I think, again, Collier, as good as she is, good free throw shooter, 83%, not close on either shot. 14-point game. Soteria Banks has got it. Attacking half court right, back to Torres. Oklahoma Christian's done a good job staying patient as Culliver fires a 3 and rattles it in for the 9th triple of the game. Rattlers back on pace with where they have been at all season, minus Thursday night as Collier blocked by Torres. I'll tell you what, Alexia is not going to get many blocks like that. But a good job right there as St. Mary's turns the ball over on the other end. That is the first block of the season for Alexia. 5'4", you're not going to get many of those. But a good job just to be in position from Collier, who came flying across in front of her. Rattlers with a controlling third quarter. 4:09 to play. High lob is deflected. Hughes steals it. She's bumped. She's going to take it all the way and give it up to Culliver at the other end, who's fouled. The shot is good. Count it and 1. Maya hits the deck hard. Looks like she's okay. But that's the Eagles and their frustration, and you can see it on the face of their head coach, Stephanie Finley. Now, for a young lady that's won 626 times, she's not having any fun over there. And I think that's really, quite honestly, been the way 11 games have gone this season. Even though she's won 3 of them. Doesn't have the look that she likes as the officials discussing the foul. Come to their agreement. Same as what was called. Bonus for Maya. It is good for the Rockwell product on the northeast side of Dallas. Largest lead of the game at 20 for St. Mary's after leading by 8 at halftime. Right here, you can see it. Coach Martin saying, let's finish right now. Let's go. Hannah Wilson goes out. Jessie Barbosa is back in. Drive down the lane. Good find and finish. Off balance for Blackburn. She misses. Who hits the deck. Ball squirts out. St. Mary's has got it back. Torres in transition. Trying to get it to Barbosa, just can't get it there. How about Bella Hughes? She's wide open, and she swishes it home from straight on. Bella Hughes connects again from downtown. 6 out of 10 from three-point land for number 21 in white. Big game for her, and that's another turnover. Number 5 in this third quarter for Oklahoma Christian. Not seeing the lanes well. Heat check Bella Hughes from straight on, that time too strong. Coach Martin saying, hey, come on, get back, get back. Rattlers on a 23-6 run going back to the start of this quarter. Real impressive in that respect as the two officials look at one another. It's a foul on St. Mary's. It'll be 2 shots. Tyra Peck, good job driving. Earning 2. No, yeah, it's Ataria Banks for her second personal foul, I think, unless they changed one of So's earlier in the game. Meanwhile, Collier subs out. Mayo goes out, as does Kendall Blackburn. New lineup out there, getting some time. As Kellum has come on. First free throw is good. Also going further into the bench. This time it looks like for Oklahoma Christian. Getting some people some time that haven't seen much. Free throw toss is good. Both free throws go in the books. Rattlers with some pressure. Sataria Banks has somebody right on top of her. Gets to midcourt and beats the 10-second call. Back around to Culliver. Rattlers right now could just use some offense. So around corner left to Maya. 2:49 to play in the third quarter. 51-30 Rattlers. Led by 8 at halftime. Bella Hughes pauses. Out to Culliver. Maya inside the lane. This time well guarded. Barbosa's wide open. Throws it up. Ball hits the three corners. No good. Shot clock late to reset. Finally does. As the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. Amaya Buchanan has checked in. A Katy, Texas native. Getting, I believe, her first minutes of the season. It's not played yet. And now Shelby Garrett also will come in out of Ada, Oklahoma. She'll come get a few minutes. Kendra Levings is also there, but it would appear it is going to stay right here. I think Oklahoma Christian thought they had a timeout. But I'll tell you what, just watching the body language going back and forth, if you're on the Oklahoma Christian bench or watching as one of their fans, it's not what they want right now. Again, Oklahoma Christian led in this game in the second quarter by a couple, but they have struggled in large part. They have not shot the ball well, but really 12 turnovers have not allowed them to get any closer in this second half after St. Mary's has gotten hot. Sataria Banks, 15-footer straight on, no good. Rebound across a couple of players. It's won by Torres. How about that? Smallest player out there. Gets it back. She drives. What a pass and find inside to Barbosa. The shot is up, and it's good. Senior leadership right now from Alexia Torres. 6 points, 6 assists now. Make it 7 assists and 3 rebounds. She has played well to give her team a chance here this afternoon. Barbosa for the bonus. Good. Jesse Barbosa with 5 points. And the Rattlers starting to really create some separation. Most assists in the game in the career of Alexia Torres is 8. She's 1 away from that. 24-point advantage for the Rattlers. They have outscored the opposition 26-10 here in this third quarter as that one goes up, catches air. That is it on its way down as Epperly misses. And St. Mary's will retain possession. Oklahoma Christian has hit just 2 of their last 12 shots. Back into the game is Briley Perkins, who spins it off over to Maya Culliver. 1:44 to play. We're in the third quarter. Impressive third quarter by St. Mary's. They're 9 of 14 as Banks fires, misses, gets her own rebound, and hustles it back out. Right now, St. Mary's, while they're hot shooting the ball, they're just out hustling the Eagles. So with it on the left wing, check me 3 is up. It rattles, and it's good. First 3 of the night for Sataria. That's her 98th career three-pointer. And the Rattlers push it out to 27. And another 6-0 run. 23-6 run to start this quarter. Player from behind is Culliver, steals it away. Barbosa might get credit officially on that. Briley Perkins to the baseline, leans in. Somehow the shot went for Briley. She's fouled underneath. Ball keeps going anyway. And out of bounds it is as Jason Martins is looking over saying there was nothing there. I think Briley was kind of expecting somebody to bail her out. And that's, that was, I think, what we saw from her and even at times Sydney Hardiman earlier this season. Kind of waiting, expecting that call because it happens in high school. You're going to get that call where somebody's going to come over and say, oh, there's a lot of contact. You might get that assumption. At this level, officials are better. You're not going to see that as much. New players that sub in for the Rattlers as they'll go back out and get the first minutes in a while for St. Mary's. They'll go to the bench and they'll bring Baker in. Haven't seen Christina in a while. Nice move underneath and not traveling. Close move that time by Emma Epperly, the freshman who scores. 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. All Rattlers. Torres hit from behind and fouled. Pretty good effort out there by the Eagles trying to knock the basketball away. The lead has been as wide as 27. It's 25 right now. That is team foul number 5, so Torres will head to the line. Rattlers are perfect in this third quarter. 10 of 18 shooting. A lot more numbers that we saw early on this season. Torres ready. 2 shots automatically. First toss is up, and it is good. Alexia 12 of 15 this season. She has made 12 of her last 14 free throws. The senior out of right here in San Antonio hits both. She will go out. Sydney Hardiman will check in. And Alexia Hand on her way to the bench. Leading scorer, Bella Hughes with 21. Big game for her. She had 11 in the first half, 10 here in quarter number 3 alone. On the bench right now. Shot clock is still on. It looks like there's a difference, though, between game clock and shot clock, and now it will go off as we get a foul over the back on Oklahoma Christian. A lot of reaching right now as their frustration begins to mount. They have not won away from Edmond this season. They are 0-5, though all 3 wins are in Lone Star Conference play. First toss by Sydney Hardiman is good. Sydney has not played a lot of minutes yet, and I believe that's her first free throw attempt of the season. She makes it. Sydney's so good in high school at Allen, one of the largest high schools in Texas. I think it's the largest. Keeps going back and forth between the fluctuation, but she actually played here in town a couple of times. That's how Coach Martins met up with her. She was on the radar from a few years back before she got here, but came into St. Mary's and loved the opportunity here. Air ball that time from Epperly. Out of bounds. It's last touched by Baker. It stays with Oklahoma Christian, but you look at it, I mean, the 5-6 freshmen that are out there on the roster for Jason Martin's group, they're talented. He likes them. He knows the development might take some time, but he's hopeful it's going to be fun to watch them the next 4 years. Shot no good at the buzzer, and what a 10 minutes for St. Mary's. At halftime, they had 28 points. They score 33 in quarter number 2. They go 5 of 7 from beyond the arc, and they have opened up a comfortable lead here at 28 points. We'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter is next. St. Mary's 61, Oklahoma Christian 32. This is Rattler Basketball on the Lone Star Conference Network.
Scams, corruption, cover-ups. KSAT's defenders don't just track down those at fault.
We do more. We hold them accountable.
Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions,
and to get the answers you deserve.
Was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable.
Back at Buddy and Anna Meyer Court here in San Antonio, Texas. Rattlers with a big third quarter, outscoring Oklahoma Christian 33-12. Bella Hughes got things started, but it wasn't just her. Good defense. Rattlers really kind of came and broke the spirit of the Eagles, going on a 26-4 run, and never looking back is what it became in that quarter. See how the last 10 minutes go. Stephanie Finley, longtime head coach at Oklahoma Christian, eased in the transition from the NAIA days. Regular competitor in the NAIA conferences, and trying to make it happen in Division II. Hasn't really been the transition she would like, but a lot of injuries over the last 5 or 6 years. It's been a tough go in that respect, but for somebody that's won 626 games, I know she's not having any fun at all here today. Sydney Hardiman, Jesse Barbosa, Maya Culliver, Briley Perkins, all playing well as that shot is up and good. How about Jesse Barbosa? She's got 7 and 10 now, and Barbosa might be chasing some numbers as well. Career rebounds for her was 8. And now she is past that. Had 8 against Tyler. Misses the free throw, but then reaches in from behind. That time just being a little maybe overzealous. And, you know, Coach Martin said, hey, it's a good job, good hustle. I'll tell you what, the hustle is so good today. You know, when you hustle, good things happen. Coaches talk about that all the time. I think there was a lack of hustle on Thursday in the first 5 minutes. Rattlers fell behind 12, never recovered, had a chance late, but it's been a whole different deal here today. And this is what I think St. Mary's has shown that they're capable of playing. Threes are, they've hit 11 of them. That makes the numbers look even wider. But at the same time, I mean, I think you look at it, St. Mary's believes they're talented. They believe they can compete in this conference. They were picked 7th in the preseason poll. That was one of the higher teams. Lubbock Christian got a lot of votes. One of the teams from the Heartland. But then St. Mary's got quite a bit of recognition. And I think that speaks to what Jason Martins has been able to do. Levings from forever misses, and now Barbosa continues to add to her career day rebounding. Again, I thought set the tempo early on defense, not giving up second chance opportunities to the Eagles. Perkins is open, but 3 seconds is called. That's Christina Baker, who is getting some time. Everybody on the bench today that is available has played, I believe. I don't know. Again, Audrey Wanji is sitting over there, but hasn't been feeling well the last couple of days. I'm not sure she is going to play just because of that reason. Just try to let her get a little bit healthier as Maya Culliver nearly had another steal. Now she does pull it in. Maya down court, leans in, foul. Connor Atkinson going, what's happened there? And absolutely, I mean, that's a great job. That's a good knowledge by a player going right at somebody and picking up the foul. Maya's been efficient there as she pulls it in. 2 shots at the line. First one is good. How about St. Mary's 11 of 15 now from the free throw line? That's a good trend for them. Maya Reddy is good, and Maya Culliver's got 13. That's a new season high for her, and that's pretty good after having just 2 points or fewer in each of the last 3 games. Career high is 15 that she had last year against Angelo State. A lot of numbers that Heather Kennedy is going to be tracking down, I'm sure, once this game goes final. Tyra Peck gives the ball back out. I'll tell you what, a lot of good high-low passes underneath. Oklahoma Christian, you look at their 2-pointers today, they haven't been good. They just haven't made them. The passes have been perfect. The finishes have not been there at all. Baker circles it back around out there on the Rattler logo. Beg your pardon, Mackenzie Piper. Tanya Billett getting some minutes right now. Looks like starters are essentially going to be done. Minus Briley Perkins, who fires a long 2. Foot is on the line, I suppose. They will wield it that way. I don't know, looking back at that, I don't think anybody was looking for it. There's a 3 on the other end and a timeout taken by Oklahoma Christian with 7:41 to play. That ends a 6-0 run to start the quarter by St. Mary's. We'll take a 30-second timeout, 67-35. St. Mary's leading Oklahoma Christian on the Lone Star Conference Network.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Back in San Antonio at Bill Greehey Arena. 67 to 35 is what they have on the big board. They're trying to take a look at something because I tell you what, our folks that do the stats and spotting were asking if that was a 3, and I think they were thinking that there might be a review for it. They did not see it that way. Officials were good on what they decided. They'll go on from there, and quite honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. 67 to 35, but if you're watching at home, it was a 3-pointer. Traveling is the call at midcourt is Briley Perkins. Briley's kind of got that odd step that she takes. It's not quite a Euro step, but it just kind of looks awkward, and sometimes that has been called as a turnover towards her game. That is now 16 of them by St. Mary, second on Briley. Another deep 3 goes up off the backboard by Atkinson. That's it, but Baker loses positioning underneath. Good job staying with it by Kendra Levings, the 5'11 sophomore, who earns a trip to the free throw line. Eagles 5 of 20 from downtown. Quite honestly, of those 20, not a lot of close attempts. Free throw number 1 is good. Oklahoma Christian 9 for 12 from the foul line. They've done a good job there, but you get to see it. This is a team that, trying to get on the same page, understanding where everybody is at. It's inconsistent at this point. As a foul push from behind, that time it's on Sydney Hardiman. You start to get some people reaching and pushing a little bit that are maybe seeing some more time that haven't been out there as much. Maya Culliver will come back out. Update on the individual totals. Bella Hughes, again, career high 21 today. 13 for Maya Culliver. Couple away from her career high. 9 out there for Soteria Banks. Alexia Torres has 8 points and 8 assists. She's tied her season high in assists. Drive to the baseline. Out of real estate is Leving. She throws it back out. Madison Collier and Katie Mayo combining for 23 points with their average have 10 today. Ball deflected into the backcourt. The half-court heave is no good. Shot clock violation. And St. Mary's will take over. That's good defense. And, as a coach, when you're looking up at the scoreboard of 31 points, you're pleased with what you've seen. Tell you what, this series has yielded some odd results. St. Mary's last year, we talked about it a lot. Won by 26 at home. They were beat by 51 in Edmond. Foul away from the ball, and nope, illegal screen on Baker. So St. Mary's will turn it over. That goes in there as an illegal screen, but, you just look at it. Both these teams have the options to score. Oklahoma Christian, they've only reached 70 twice this year, and when they have, they've won both times. As that rebound comes out, and you got bodies spilling all over the place. Be a foul on St. Mary's. That's going to be their 5th. If you're Coach Martins, you're going, hey, we got to keep moving our feet. That'll put teams automatically on the line, and Jason Martins wants timeout. He doesn't like what he's seen, but I'll tell you what, when you outscore the opposition 33-12 in the third quarter, you're allowed a little bit of leeway. Timeout on the deck, 67-36. St. Mary's leading Oklahoma Christian. We're back after this timeout in the Lone Star Conference Network.
Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out with our new mobile weather station. Expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more.
We've been
back at Buddy and Anna Meyer Court here on campus at St. Mary's. A couple of free throws following the 15 foul on the Rattlers. Too many reach-ins and kind of a tough spill. Kendra Livings at the line shooting 2 as her 7th point of the game. One more coming for her is up and good. Oklahoma Christian has made shots at the foul line. Everywhere else, they're 11 of 46. Not good. Really just struggled, I think, a lot with their consistency. That's made life even more difficult. See how the youth movement plays here in this fourth quarter for St. Mary's as Baker leaves it short. Offensive rebound. Mackenzie Piper has it back. Piper inside, no good. Second effort. Still can't get it to fall, and now Tanya Billick has got it. Tanya inside the lane, back out over there to Piper. Around the arc to Maya Culliver. Keep moving that basketball, Coach Martin said in that timeout, as what a finish by the freshman out of Croatia. Laid it up and in. And the Rattlers back ahead 30-plus, 31 right now. They've led by as many as 35 as Oklahoma Christian wildly throws another three. And again, that's been their story tonight. And, you know, I know it was interesting talking to Coach Finley, talked to a couple of her assistant coaches as well. And it was an interesting dynamic because you talk about it, you know the game has changed. Everybody's shooting threes now. It's just kind of the way it goes. Post presence has left a void for several teams, but she has always, as Coach Finley, had good post players. She has them again, but the difference over the last few years is several of them have been injured. And that's made it that much more difficult to salvage. And I think it's one of those deals that you say, okay, I'm all right, but how do we transition? She's got kids that can shoot it, but they have had a bad game. What do you do when you can't shoot it? You throw it to the post. They've thrown it to the post today, wide open players, but they've thrown it too hard off the backboard. You can call that a bad game. You can call it, bad luck. But, the plays have been there, and sometimes you just got to throw your hands up and say, what do you do next? Rattlers have outscored Oklahoma Christian 8-6 here in this fourth quarter, for what it's worth. 8-point game at halftime. Both teams had identical 8-0 runs that had leads at different times in that first half, but since then, St. Mary's at least in control by a couple possessions as that shot is up and good, and Baker's onto the score sheet. Good job by Christina Baker to collect points. She had 4 in the Tyler game back on the 23rd of November, but that 3 is no good by Tyra Peck, and it's not fair to guesstimate, as they say, but when you're 5 of 24 from downtown, I mean, that's double digits in air balls from the three-point line for Oklahoma Christian. People not getting their feet set, just struggled. 5:18 to play here in this one. Don't forget, stick around, men's game coming up next. Rattlers trying to solve the puzzle of Oklahoma Christian, who's had a great defense this year. Haven't won a ton of games yet, but they've been in essentially all of them. Really down to the late in the second half. They have not picked up the wins they would like, but we're going to have that for you 30 minutes after this one concludes. Rattlers with their 9th turnover of the second half. Oklahoma Christian without points in the last 2.5 minutes. Shelton drives around, and Sydney Hardiman trying to run through a screen. Runs right through Kendra Levings. Commits the foul and will give up 2 free throw attempts to this Oklahoma Christian Eagle group. Fans, don't forget you can shop East Bay for the latest brand name shoes, apparel, and more. Got a loyalty club, 90-day returns, and a fit promise guarantee. Gear up your game today at eastbay.com. Rattlers playing all 11 here today. Oklahoma Christian has gotten into their bench as well. As that shot is no good. Rebound brought in by the redshirt freshman Sydney Hardiman. She's got Baker, who leaks out down court and scores. Well, when you break the press and you have that, you happily take that. Baker trying to get back. Good defense. Great job running the court by 24 and White. As Billick slows it up, waits out there for Hardiman. Pulls up from the 15-foot line, hits the bottom of the net, nothing else, and it'll go back to Oklahoma Christian as the officials change the call around. I don't know if Sydney got that one tipped or not. Might kind of look like initially it was just a straight miss. And I think Coach Finley not real pleased as she's talking again out there with Levings, her sophomore forward. And we get a foul away from the ball on Sydney Hardiman, holding somebody on. Sydney was caught holding somebody out there on the perimeter. So it goes back again to Oklahoma Christian. Well, the Rattlers are going to feel good. They're finally going to get one here in San Antonio at home. Remember, St. Mary's played a couple of those neutral site games. They finally get one on this court. That's the big deal. I mean, you go back and you look at it, that odd weekend where they played Eastern and then played West Texas A&M, played those games. Those count as home games. They go down as neutral site losses technically, but, I mean, this team has not won yet here in this building. And for Jason Martins, that's weird. I mean, they win a lot of games here, plain and simple. But right now they're reaching a lot here in the fourth quarter. That fans are kind of going on. They're getting a little bit restless. 2 free throws at the line as the first toss is up and good. One more coming for Megan Shelton. This will be the 19th free throw toss of the game for Oklahoma Christian. It is good. Shelton's got 5. Leading scorer is Levings, who's got 9. Peck's got 8, but Everybody else, I mean, you look down, a lot of 1 for something. You know, Sheldon's 1 for 5, Lawton 1 for 4, Mayo's 1 for 8. Blackburn has made 2 field goals, but she's 2 for 9. Tough go at it as Billick just chucks it up and hopes it goes in and gets it. And I say it that way because that's what it looks like. It's not that. Billick, that's part of Billick's game. She's a long, lengthy point guard as she tries to reach in and get the ball. And you can tell officials are trying to let them play as much as possible right now. But, you know, Billick has got such great length. Chance to be a real good player here in San Antonio at St. Mary's University. Another rebound for Hardiman. Rebounds big to St. Mary's. They're plus 20. Briley Perkins drops it off to Baker. Back out to Billick. Good ball fake. Moves it around to Baker from the left elbow. Forces it up and out. Rebound Carolyn Lawley for the Oklahoma Christian Eagles. Oklahoma Christian will have to go back to the drawing board. They get to at least do so at home next week. But they are working on a game scenario that has not been good. One of their worst shooting games of the season against West Texas A&M and the Lady Buffs. They shot just 27%. They're not anywhere near that number today at 21% from the field. Kendra Levings with it with 3 minutes to play. Drives, runs out of real estate, drops it back off to a cutter behind her. It's Lawley who misses. And again, Eagles just having a hard time getting a shot up. Foul is called on St. Mary's. They'll get Baker for the foul. Again, it's double bonus, so 2 shots automatically. A lot of players get a chance to add at the line. Oklahoma Christian is having one of their best games at the foul line today as that free throw rattles in. Most free throws they had taken was against Eastern New Mexico. Had 29 of them right before the break. Second toss is good. Losing streak for Oklahoma Christian will run to 4 games. We've got 3 minutes to play. 75-43 if you're just stopping by. St. Mary's opened it up with a 24-4 run in the third quarter, outscoring eventually Oklahoma Christian 33-12 in that third quarter. Big game for Bella Hughes, who is on the bench resting as Briley Perkins misses a 3. Ball goes out of bounds. It's off of Mackenzie Piper. Goes back to Oklahoma Christian. But the Rattlers in that second quarter, 5 of 7 from behind the arc. Well, Oklahoma Christian just 4 of 17 in that third quarter. They have only made 1 field goal here in the fourth. Just a tough go. They've now turned it over 18 times, but both teams in this fourth quarter have kind of gotten sloppy with the basketball. Not really hanging on to it much. And it's hard, right? I mean, you get to a 30-plus point game, it's just not comfortable as Briley Perkins is pushed from behind. But you know, sometimes, again, that intensity falls off, and then it just becomes one of those sloppy-like games. Rattlers trying to erase their first loss of 2020. They will pick up win number 4 today, as that free throw is good from Briley. 10 of the 11 players that have suited have scored. In fact, Mackenzie Piper's the only one that hasn't, as Briley Perkins has 6. 77-43. Rattlers chasing their season high in points. It's 81. Much better since they've been on the other end of that a lot this last few weeks, it seems like. Good job on there finishing by Kendall Blackburn. Piper, can she get on the board? She curls it back around, looks for a pass. That's too tall as Baker pushed, but again, under 2 to go in a 32-point game. That call is not going to happen for you. Don't forget, again, we've got the men's game coming up next. Oklahoma Christian and St. Mary's. Rattlers trying to add a slide. Oklahoma Christian the same, but Oklahoma Christian played real well on Thursday, despite losing at St. Ed's. Had a bad stretch of about 6 minutes. Corey Sherville went nuts. I think he had all 21 of his points in that second half. He had a big game. Billick runs the floor. There's Piper. She scores, and there you go. Everybody in uniform tonight has scored for the Rattlers. Again, you can see Audrey Wanji's over there. Audrey played really well on Thursday. Had her best game of the season, but street closed today. Looks like she's got that left knee wrapped up as well. Hopefully she's all right as Oklahoma Christian working in the final 75 seconds scores. Statistically, their best quarter now. They've got 15 points. 9 in the first, 11 in the second, 12 in the third. Rattlers went 14, 14, 33, and have 18 here in this fourth quarter. As we move inside of a minute to play. And I'll tell you what, don't tell Jason Martins, the head coach, what the score is. For a guy that's won 245 times, he's coaching his kids still hard. You know, and again, that's where you want to still have everybody still engaged correctly in what's going on. And some words out there for Piper saying, hey, stay with it. Got to still have that going. Shelby Sanderson with it right now. Sanderson starts left, comes back out to Levings. Ball underneath. Try to find a way to spin it inside to Blackburn. Again, a lot of good passes inside as Shelton fires the three. Ball rims up and out. Rattlers will have at least one possession. Now they do shut the shot clock off. And as soon as it's across midcourt, they don't have to shoot again. As Jason Martin is telling Briley Perkins to back it away. Rattlers approaching their fourth win of the season. They'll get their first win of the new decade here today. How about that? 79-47 is Sydney Hardiman kind of laughing out there with a couple of her teammates behind her who are saying something on the bench. Most of those starters have sat, and that will do it. Rattlers get their first win finally at home, 79-47. 2 points shy of their season high with their most points. They go 17 of 37 shooting in the second half, 5 of 8 from behind the arc. Career game for Bella Hughes, who has 21 points. Maya Culliver at 13. That was a couple short of her career high. How about Alexia Torres, who ties her season high with 8 assists here today. But all 11 Rattlers that play score points in this game. It was a fun time to be a Rattler fan here this afternoon. They improved to 4-7. They're 3-4 in league action. Oklahoma Christian falls to 3-8, excuse me. They are now 3-4 in the Lone Star Conference. Don't forget, we'll have Jason Martins on at halftime. He'll join us. Much happier, I'm sure, than in several games past. We'll get a chance to get his thoughts in this game, but it's a good one all the way around. Leading scorer for Oklahoma Christian is Tyra Peck, who finishes the game with 8 points. I beg your pardon, actually, Kendall Blackburn scores her down for 9 points here today. The leading rebounders in today's game, St. Mary's led by Jesse Barbosa, who has 11 for a new career high. The leading rebounder on the other side, it was Mayo, who had 6 for Oklahoma Christian. Next up, St. Mary's on the men's side will play Oklahoma Christian, have a 30-minute break in between. 10 minutes prior to, we'll bring you back here, get you set up. We're going to talk to Coach Z and get his thoughts in just a few minutes. Final score here in game number 1, St. Mary's defeating Oklahoma Christian by a final of 79-47. They're now 4-7 on the year, 3-4 in conference play. Oklahoma Christian falls to 3-8, 3-4 in Lone Star action. This has been a production of St. Mary's University. We're back with more next on the Lone Star Conference Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Welcome back in between games here between St. Mary's and Oklahoma